right, we're back for 2023. We're starting a new season, and we're going to be back, and we're going to be back often. Promise. We've got, as always, Gunny Matheson, Joe Schmidt, and today we are lucky to have Alan Chappell.
Delighted to be graced with your presence.
Oh,
Right.
Horseman, horse trader, horse's friend,
Horse salesman.
horse salesman.
Financier. Fiduciary.
Yep, the famous Alan Chappell.
Well, I really appreciate you guys inviting me. That was awful nice of you.
Yeah, well, I don't know why we invited you, but we did.
Yeah,
I think I was here looking at horses, and it just happened to work out.
yeah. When did we? Like always, when did we invite you?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
I don't recall that.
About 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago.
It's how we roll.
Yeah.
We come planned
Spur of the
ahead.
moment.
Stuff happens.
So, what have you been up to, Alan? You're coming off of a great fraternity sale season.
Rain and sale and 2-year-old cut and sale. Cut and sale and rain and sale, right?
Yeah, last year was awesome. We topped the Random Futurity 2-year-old sale. Me and Gunny owned that 2-year-old. I had the second high selling 2-year-old. She brought 1.1. It was the highest selling filly of the sale. There was a 2-year-old stud that brought 1.5.
At the cut fraternity.
At the Cup Fraternity, yes. Sorry. And I topped a couple other sales, and it was pretty awesome. I think averaged probably around 600,000 on 2-year-olds, and I had a yearling brought 330,000. She was probably top 5 at the Cup Fraternity, and bought some nice horses at all the sales, and just typical year, but exceptional. I mean, averages were up, and everybody keeps thinking, oh, when's this thing gonna end, and this and that. This freight train's way too big and rolling way too fast straight downhill, and there's too much excitement, and too many people want to do horse stuff. I mean, it's just fun, and I think everybody, when you look around, I mean, there's more people looking for horses than there are horses. So, I mean, supply and demand. I mean, so nothing I see is ever going to change anytime soon.
Yeah.
I agree with that, and I mean it's been. I think the last 5 years has really, we've seen the market change a lot in the last 5 years, and I don't know about the cutters, but I know in the reining horse business, there's so much added money now we can run at. I mean, it's crazy. We've got the Invitational, we've got the new 100X.
Yeah.
The NRBC, the Fraternity, the Derby. It's incredible how much, and a lot of those are new.
And to go back to Alan's point, you hear about on the news, the economy's bad. This is going downhill. We're nervous about this, but we added the 100X, and there's a deal in Fort Worth. What do they call that show? The American Performance Horse?
Yeah, it's all American, isn't it? What is that, Alan?
Are you talking about the American at the start of March?
Yeah, they got the top
Yeah, and then
5.
they're going to have, all
They got
those.
the reiners, the cow horse, and the cutter guys there. I mean, 2 new horse shows that give a ton of money away, while our economy is quote unquote supposed to be bad.
And those horses that are competing in that deal, they're not, horses that you compare to the general horse market. But when he said the last 5 years, I mean, the horses I sold for 100,000 or more, I could count them on 2 hands. Prior to that, to 5 years ago, now I mean that's just a number.
Yeah,
it's 100,000. Everything's 100,000.
100 is the
old 30.
The old 30
whatever
or
you
40
want to call
is
it.
now 100.
Yeah. And then I think y'all are talking just about the reining horse stuff that's added lately, money. But when you think about the roping and then the ranch riding and all these other people that are really trying to add money, I mean, a reject is really not a reject, because I mean there's rope horses that can win a ton of money now. Barrel racing horses, not that ex-reiners aren't going to be barrel racing horses, but you get my point.
Right.
I mean there's
But the horse
a lot.
market is
Yeah. Rejects 50,000.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, if it's big and pretty and has the color and has the look, and the ranch riding. I mean, the ranch riding has been huge, and we've sold some of ours that we didn't think were going to be top end reiners. We've sold them to the ropers. We've sold them to the ranch riders. That horse that I used to call you about, that was a $7,500 trader. is now a $30,000 rope horse prospect or a ranch riding prospect. I mean, it's completely changed the industry.
100%.
Completely changed the industry. And the ranch riding, at the Congress last year, they took the reining or the cutting out of the Congress, which was always, it was always sketchy at the Congress anyway with the cutting. There wasn't a ton of people. Every once in a while, somebody from Texas or Oklahoma would go up there, but not a lot. But last year, so the reiners always go, basically, they go the first week, 10 days of the Congress. And 2 years ago when we went, Congress Hall was it basically empty. I mean, we went and did Cade and I went and did an autograph thing for Beamer. And 2 years ago, there was nobody there. I mean, nobody in the Congress Hall. I mean, it's a lot of people for us at Beamer when we were signing. I mean, there was a long line. I mean, there was
Round the block. I mean, miles of people.
People holding signs that said, Tom McCutcheon, Tom McCutcheon.
Yeah, there was 8 to 10 people in that line.
Security. Security had to be called in. Metal detectors.
Yeah.
I mean,
8 to 10 people, and when
German Shepherds.
Yeah, it's crazy. But this last year when we went with the ranch ride in there, that place was buzzing. I mean, I would think all the vendors, everybody at the Congress, it's so good for the industry because they had the ranch riding starting in the place of they took over basically the cutting out there. And it was crazy. There was so many people there for the ranch riding. So I think it's great for the industry. And you, when did you upgrade to, so, I always called you and I called Coop and basically just you two guys to come and look at some of our horses. And at that time, I don't remember, that was 10 or 15 years ago, I don't remember you guys playing so high with
Cooper
the
was up in
quality.
high school 15 years ago.
Oh yeah. And Cooper would come out with a trailer and ask, he'd try to buy our used halters.
He's got a lot of try.
Yeah. What kind of junk you got around here that you don't need? Yeah, that was Coop.
Yeah.
But I don't remember that you guys. When did you start playing in the high end of the cutters and the reiners?
When I got enough money.
Yeah.
I mean, basically just leveraging up every single day, getting some money, and then finally hitting some licks. And then I had a guy from Arizona that believed in me and backed me, and I got him paid off, and he probably jump started me into better end horses, and then it just blossomed from there or whatever. And then some of them finally hit, like Smoking Whiz. I'm trying to think of some reiners to relate more, and I don't know who else. I mean, I could name a bunch of them, but sell some good and do good, and then build on it from there, basically.
Yeah, it's not, and I'm just, we've had Cooper on the show before, and I'm just using you two guys because you're the guys that are friends of mine and that we deal with.
Yeah.
But both of you guys play in the high end of both of these industries now, and I think when I think back of before I knew you guys in this area, I knew Bill Richardson, and he did a lot of trading and was the go-to guy when you had one that you had to sell or
four.
He was
great to do business
he
with.
was great to do business with. And now, what do you think? He passed several years ago. What do you think? I know you and Bill knew each other well. What do you think he would have thought of what the industry is today?
He'd roll over his grave. If my dad were still alive, I can't imagine the looks on their face. And if my dad would have seen me turn down at that yearling, or even the mare that brought $1 million, I turned down $500,000 this summer for. I mean, he'd have died.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have been able to take it. I mean, that'd have been what killed him. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah. And I think what you were talking about earlier about, lower end horses and this and that. I have slowed down on horses, say, under certain, I'm not going to say a dollar amount, but a dollar amount also because that competition has become so tough.
Yeah.
Facebook, internet, I mean, anybody with a Facebook or with a whatever can immediately go on and, ask me what I'll give, and I might tell them over the phone. Well, so they're just shopping me, which is fair, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't throw out a number unless I did decide the other day. From now on, people ask me, I really should say, if I tell you the number, you have to say yes right now. You know what I mean? That would only be fair to me because they're basically just shopping me.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. I do it anyway. And then they put it on Facebook or whatever. And then when it doesn't happen, or it does, but that competition, when they can shop it too much now. It's too easy for
Too
people
easy
to
to
shop.
shop it.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially on the cheaper end, the higher you get, then it gets tougher and tougher. And then, other horse traders, they get more scared, so.
Yeah. Well, I think for sure right now you've got that thing going with the fraternity sale, because this is 2 or 3 years in a row where you've popped off a horse or two for a lot of money.
And I kind of want to ask a question about that. So me and Alan are friends. We've been good friends for a long time, but I remember you having a badass 2-year-old in the cut and sale the last 5 years. And those horses have been 3, 4, 500,000. This year they were 1 million. There was 3 that sold for over $1 million. What changed, in your opinion? Was there anything that changed, or?
I think it's consumer confidence. Once people, so the first one that brought $1 million was this mare named Would She Be Magic. So once that happens, then they realize a guy named Billy Wolf bought it from Whitesboro, and that mare's probably worth $2 million now. So once that happens and people drink the Kool-Aid, they're like, man,
That mare is awesome. He's done well with it.
Yeah, so once they do that, they're like, man, it's not a big deal to give $1 million. And so then it happens. Well, it's not. And then when somebody goes home and they give $400,000 for one, and they freak out, but they can get their money back, not make anything, just get their money back. Then they're like, man, I'm gonna keep playing. I'll shop. I'll play. Let's get in the playground. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion. I think that's all about just consumer confidence at the end of the day.
Yeah, people not getting burned.
Yeah,
Being able to get out and not be bleeding.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's another level. I think in the reining horse business on our level, I think, and I have a little bit different perspective now because Carly's showing the jumpers, and now I'm an owner. Okay, I'm good if one doesn't make it. I just want to market for it. If I give X number of dollars for it, and it's not what we want, or it's not good enough, I don't even care if we get that money back. I just want to get some money back. I want a place for it to go, so we can get a new one and replace. And I think the fact that I don't think I'm alone in that opinion. I think the fact that we have so many places to go for the horses that aren't working now, with the rope and with the ranch ride, I think it's easier for them to play.
Yeah.
Because they're not hanging on like 15 years ago. We're not stuck with that horse for 8 or 10 months with them paying the bill, and then I call Alan Chappell and I say, what can we do? And I mean, it's a $7,500 horse. Now that horse is, and it took that long to sell it. Yeah. Now we can sell that horse in a week or 2 weeks and get it. They're probably going to lose a little bit of money on it, but most of my clients are okay with that. They know the risk. They get in, they buy a horse. If it doesn't work, fine. Let's get rid of it, move on. If it does work, fine. Great. They're happy with that. So I think that's a huge part of it right now, is that there's places to go with those horses. And I know Mandy has orders. Those 8, 7, 8, 9-year-old reiners that have been in the pen enough that they don't show so good, but they're attractive and they're safe. I mean, she's got orders to sell horses like that all the time, and then we never had that before. Mm-hmm. So a big pretty horse, it doesn't even have to be a show horse anymore to go bring 50 or 75,000, and that's a big bonus. That's a big bonus.
Well, and the liquidity of the ones that aren't good enough is still very high. So,
Well, and it's not a hassle to get get it moved down the road. Whereas, like you're saying, before it'd take you 8 months to get rid of it before you finally just junked it. You know?
Yeah, plus now there's plenty of really good horse sales you can take them to all over. Like we had a 25 head special gelding sale last month, and they averaged 35,000 a piece. I mean,
Where was that at?
Triangle sale. Me and Jeremy Barwick and I managed that, and it. You know, I mean, that was just a sale in Oklahoma City. Easy to go to, easy to, you know, get into, and
It was just those horses, or it was in amongst
the overall sale probably averaged 15,000, but like geldings, like what you're talking about, I had a Gunner Special Night gelding in there. He brought I think 30,000. Not a unbelievable reiner, obviously, but just something, just a nice horse, ride around.
Something anybody could ride.
Yep, 100. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that's what's great for the business right now. Shifting gears, so you and Coop are buddies, right? You guys have known each other forever. You guys feel any competition with each other? Or?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That just makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Frenemies.
Yeah.
Frenemies. No, I mean, I respect him. Me and him had a pretty good conversation the other day. We were just talking about the difference. You know, obviously he's younger than me. You know, he's every day hustling. You know, like some, you know, other guys rolling his money over constantly. You know, I'm more sit and wait a little bit probably, and I don't mind buying a brood mare. If he buys a brood mare, she's for sale the next day. If I buy one I like, might be 10 years. I mean, I don't know what I'm. So we have a little different playbook, but yeah, you know, on the right day on certain horses, we're for sure going to go head to head and see what happens. And I mean, no hard feelings or nothing after it's over. We're still going to, you know, have fun. Like no big deal. Yeah. Not either.
Yeah, no, it's fun watching you guys both work at the horse sales and stuff. It's at the Rain and Fraternity sale. I can see you're always both kind of hustling around there.
This television show contacted me. They filmed me, I don't know how long ago it was, and they contacted me again, and they want to name it, I don't even know if I can say this, but I'll say it anyway, Horse Wars. And I said, I've got the perfect little buddy if y'all want to see some Horse Wars. And they're gonna do some filming, I don't know, a couple next month or something, different horse sale. But yeah, I mean, I could see where people would see it's kind of interesting. You know what I mean?
How many guys do you feel like you two are the main two guys in the, for lack of a better term, in the trader business?
In the reining horses, yeah.
In the reiners and the cutters?
Yeah.
Well, well, I guess I can let you finish your answer.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was my question. I see a few other guys that pop in here and there, but don't play as
well.
Often
And the
as
Rainers probably me and him, and then there's also Ty Smith and Cutter's Cow Horse, you know. But I mean, we're all treading around the same ground, you know, circling the same campfire, so to speak. But there's plenty of horses, and then it just depends on how bad do you want it. You know what I mean? How bored are you? You know, because I mean, the margins are thinner and the competition's tougher, and there's always all kinds of people right now that are looking, and then there's tons of people that are retail buyers
that are just private people.
That's their horse they're going to buy, and then you know. Yeah. There's when you come to sales nowadays. I mean, you saw the NRHA sale. I mean, how many more people could they fit in there? Yeah. I mean, it'd been impossible.
No,
so I mean, if you want to find out what your horse is worth, put it in the sale. I'm talking about that. I think I want to put. I mean, I'll talk to Gunny about it, but I kind of want to put my best 2-year-old maybe in that sale every year. Just you know, that 2-year-old sale. I think there's a hole in that market right there. I think there should be some good 2-year-olds in there. I think they were short on some. Don't you think, Joe?
We put a good one in there, and I think they were a little. I think we probably could have got more money for them. And I've gotten 2 phone calls from the guy that bought him, and he's told me he's surprised that we sold him, and he's surprised how good he is. He was looking for a hole, and I said, Bobby, we're there to sell a horse. We're there to provide the public with the opportunity to buy this horse, and we both very much value our reputation. So we're not going to sell you one that has a quote unquote hole in it for that much money.
Yeah.
So
No, you want repeat buyers.
we want people to come
next
back,
year.
and we want the advertising from
Yeah,
it
for sure.
So
And you've always been a seller. As long as I've known you having horses in sales,
Yeah.
you've been a seller.
yeah.
Sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why bring them there just to see what somebody's gonna maybe give you, jack the price up $5,000 and sell it 5 minutes later in the alley? Why not just sell it and say, haha, you should have bought it? I mean,
Oh, 100. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, that's what I did in the cutting futurity deal, and took it. I had to bite some bullets 5-6 years ago, but I kept telling people I'm gonna bring my best one here every year and sell it. And then, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, one brought 300,000, then one brought 400,000, one brought 500,000, and this one brought $1 million. You know what I mean? I want to kind of do the same thing in the reining deal to show people, man, I'm coming here, I'm serious, I want to do business, I want to see what happens, and I'm going to show you the best that I got.
But unless I'm wrong, I think you would rather sell one than own it when it goes to the horse show.
you should,
I get just
you
as
should
much-
talk to him about that 3-year-old your kid has then, because every time I talk to him, he's like, man, I kind of want to go all the way. Man, I don't know if I can do that, man. I kind of want to see
I
it.
wish I hadn't came down here today.
Wouldn't it, man? Wouldn't it be exciting if we just showed up to that horse show and that was our horse? Wouldn't that be exciting? So you say that, but his buddy slash sometimes therapist on the other end of the line, here's a different story.
My horse is going to win. But I don't know. I still want to do that. and
You still want to be an owner.
no,
still
I
wanna
still want to
sell
sell them.
them. Yeah.
I get
Sell
just
them.
as much out of
Sell
selling them, and
Yeah.
watch. I mean, it's exciting also to take them to that 2-year-old sale. I'd love to see a horse run down there and stop, and then go in that Oklahoma City sale ring and sell, and see somebody else do good. I'm not a hater. Like, I like seeing whoever buys it from me do good.
Yeah,
that
of
makes
course.
me excited.
The one
Yeah,
you sold at
absolutely.
the Futurity for $1 million.
I'll win the Futurity.
If it wins the Futurity, you're happy
Be the
all
first
over
one.
again.
I'll hold the halter in the win picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
you're happy all over again for sure.
Hi, I'm Debbie DeTurk-Peloso. I've been with Markel since 1982. For over 50 years, Markel has been helping owners, trainers, and instructors protect their equine assets with our specialty insurance products. Our farm package is designed to protect both your buildings, your farm personal property, and provide liability insurance for your equine operation. Our commercial equine liability insurance follows your operation anywhere in the U.S. and Canada that you're operating. We also provide mortality insurance and major medical and surgical insurance for your horses. And remember, if you do have a claim, Markel's attorneys and adjusters handle equine-related incidents every day. You're a specialist in what you do. You need a specialist in your insurance work too. Markel, the insurance company with horse sense.
So, I want to know, why didn't you go on vacation with us this year?
Well, he went to Cabo. Did you see the pictures
Did you
of the
go to
marlin?
Cabo?
Caught a big marlin too.
Dude, you should see it.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's
it was
what
huge.
happens. Here's what happens. He had no plans. I invited him for
Whoa,
everybody,
whoa.
for everybody to know. For everybody to know. Gunny
No
and Joe
plans.
and I
No
went to
plans.
Cancun. Gunny and Joe and I went to Cancun, and we invited Alan. And yeah, I want to do that. I want to do that. I think I want to do that. And then he goes
I
down
said
to
it
the
sounds fun.
No, you said that'd be great. I want to do that. I'm gonna see if I can make this happen. And then he sells a horse for 1.1 million at the cutting futurity sale. Then who are we?
Then he's out.
Then he's out. He's out. He had better.
I don't hang out.
Wasn't quite like
Man,
that.
guys,
No,
I
just so you know that there's
I ain't hanging
something
out with
altered
no
his mind
horse
somewhere in the
trainers.
middle of
Oh
this.
yeah,
That's what he said. I don't want to hang out with no
These
horse
raining
trainers.
horse guys.
Horse guys. No way.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Who'd you go with? Who'd you go to Cabo with?
Don't bring. I wouldn't bring it up. You're gonna feel small.
You gonna break our heart?
No, my beautiful wife, and I met a couple of good friends of mine down there, Eric and Wendy Dunn. Yeah. They're really good people.
Yeah. And what are we?
You're pretty good people.
Pretty good people.
Only reason I say that is because Mandy's not here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, awesome. So what, like, right now, what are you doing? Are you,
Hanging out with you.
yeah, fair enough, but all the sales are in the fall. So
No, I mean last month.
the big, the reining and the cutting horse.
Yeah,
sales,
the futurity sales this month. In 12 days, I'll leave to go to Billings. I've got 17 head in there. I've got some really, really good stuff in there. And then April, got another triangle sale. Then it slows down. It's nice during the summertime. I actually like it.
How many horses?
Rope, go play some golf, hang out.
Yeah, how
have
many-
a little fun.
How many horses do you have at your house now?
80.
80. So you're getting a lot of them ready to go to sales right now.
Oh, man, I got the full gambit. 20-something babies this year.
Brood mares.
Brood mares.
Reiners,
resets.
cutters, right?
Probably got 20 head in training. Which I guess those aren't at my house. Maybe I got. Are you asking how many horses do I own, or are you asking how many are at my house?
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah.
How many are you getting
Yeah,
ready to?
I don't know. 20 in training, 80 at my house, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a
that's a
lot.
full-time job.
Oh man.
Yeah, and so you got some in the reining futurity sale. I assume you got some in the cutting futurity sales again. You're you're headed in that direction.
I've got some in mind for sure.
Yeah.
I mean that I think are the 2-year-olds. I don't have as many reining futurity 2-year-olds as I wish I had. I got probably 8, 15, 17. I keep 99% of them, like my best friend, TJ Good. He's an unbelievable trainer. They all stay pretty much there. I got one at Clint Allen's too, and a couple of other buddies of mine. But I don't spread it around a ton just because I just like having them all at one place. And then if somebody wants to come look, they can go to one place and look, and it's just easier, you know. And then that way, I don't want to have, you know, it's just easier.
Yeah.
So,
And he's an unbelievable trainer.
Yeah, you had good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've done well down. Who topped the cutting sale last year?
West Ashlock.
West Ashlock.
Well, are you talking about 2-year-olds?
Yeah.
West Ashlock, he was riding a Hottish out of one time, or tap twice. And
I'm half a drink in, but I think you're dodging the question a little bit, bud.
Who owned that one?
it was owned by Cooper and Greg Wright from California.
That's where I was going.
He was just trying to make you look like an ass on camera.
Yeah, and you didn't
Well, I thought you were on the trainer game. Yeah. I think
You tried.
Cooper, Greg Wright, and maybe there was one other guy. Maybe Ty owned part of it. I really don't know, but I know that Cooper and Greg Wright owned it.
Yeah. So it's got to be, you got to be thinking, okay, this can't happen again.
Me?
Yeah, you're the sale topper in Fort Worth.
Yeah, I'm not counting on it.
Just a little.
No, I mean, I'll tell you what, it does alter your mind a little bit. Like, whenever we're going through them in the round pen, you do kind of get to thinking, well, because she wasn't the favorite. I mean, we had, I don't know, me and TJ went through them all, and we had 15 of them, 18, I don't know, 20. We were running them around, and now we're a little bit worried about getting embarrassed because, I mean, there was some good ones that we sold after. We don't have magic ball. It's not like we know, oh, this one's going to be the one that brings $1 million. I mean, there was 352-year-olds. 2 brought over $1 million. That was one of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, plus thousands of others never even made it.
Right.
So, but it does alter your mind just a little bit. I mean, you get thinking, man, I wonder if that one is, you know, because she would kind of go around there and she'd stop wide and had some look, but she'd shoulder in a little bit and kind of, and then, you know, when a cow hit her, then everything, the game changed. She was just unbelievable. So, I don't
You're
know.
getting all technical, and I just was wondering if you wanted to top Cooper next year. Yeah, that's all. That's the only place I was
I
going.
thought you were getting more technical.
No,
I thought you wanted
we
advice.
don't do that.
He just wanted straight rivalry.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how
Oh, wait. Here's how I meant.
pissed off.
I hate him. I'm gonna kill him this year.
That's
what we're going for
right there.
Oh man,
It's kind of a promo for your new TV show that you got. That you got.
Oh yeah, there you go. You videoing this?
I mean, because you should have heard what Cooper told us.
Yeah, he was like, that son of a bitch, he's never gonna top me. That's what he said. Something like that.
I think it was, basically
They're so
exactly
full of
like
shit.
that.
Cooper was so nervous sitting in that chair. It
man.
was tough watching him sweat and squirm. It was like not seeing him. Like I've never seen him uncomfortable, but he was in that chair.
That's funny.
Come on now, he wasn't comfortable, wasn't he? Do you remember that? When we interviewed
just a
Coop?
little bit in the beginning, but everybody usually is.
Yeah, Coop was, he's got a guilty conscience.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I didn't even think a horse trainer could have a guilty conscience.
No.
I know, when they walk backwards out the door, you gotta watch them.
Yeah, right. That's great. So, what about now? It's all glory and $1 million horses. Well, not all, but you're playing at a high level at both the reining and the cutting. But I don't think people realize how much risk and how much work and how much going down the road and how much driving was involved to get to this point.
Oh man, I'll never forget one day my accountant. She told me, she said your diesel bill was $20,000. I said, well, I probably had a hell of a month then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but at that time,
she was telling you to slow down,
Yeah,
but you knew
like,
you
no.
had. Yeah,
we're pressing on it.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of miles. A lot of
Do you go to less horse sales now than you did then?
Man, I stay in my lane. Really, like I kind of wish I'd have got involved in thoroughbreds, but I felt like I was always behind the 8 ball. And then when I had enough money to jack with them, then it was too late. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. For sure.
It would be hard probably to get into that business now.
Oh, I mean, and then like when I was coming up, I mean, there's no banker that's gonna, if I'd have walked in when I was 20, whatever years old, and said, hey, can you give me a couple $100,000? For what? I'm gonna buy some horses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna show the whole world. Not happening.
Nope.
Yeah.
They'd laugh you right out of the bank. I mean, I would if I was a banker. I wouldn't want to hear it.
Yeah. And they still would.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still would. As good as the horse industry is, it's still, it's still buying and selling horses. Yeah, without a doubt. But I think it's a little bit, sometimes we look past to become what you've become today with the selling the high-end horses, and it's not that easy.
No.
I mean, it's going down the road, it's learning to be a horseman,
You want to hear a funny story?
yeah, I'd love to.
You can cut this out if you want to.
No,
We've
don't
never cut
anything
anything in our life.
So when I was like 15, my grandpa, he told me, he said, I'm gonna get you a job down at this municipal airport as a firefighter, whatever. He said, they haven't had a fire in 50 years. They're not gonna have a fire in the next 50 years. You never have to do anything. They're gonna pay you, I can't remember how much a month. And then he said, then we're gonna buy this lawn mowing service from this guy in town, and you get 1 out of 3 days or 2 out of 3 days off or something. I can't remember. He said he had my whole future planned. Like he was ready. And I was like, sounds pretty good. The next day, I go down to this cow sale, I buy a calf. I'll never forget this Hereford calf.
How old were you?
15.
15. All right.
But at that time, you could drive and not get in trouble. Put the calf in the bed of my truck, tied it up to where it couldn't move, drove it, I don't know, 20, 30 miles down the road and sold it to this other guy. I paid $150, sold it for $300 within 15 minutes. And I mean, it was like, done.
Yeah.
I went on to Papa, said, I don't know if I can do this fireman deal. I mean, then 2 weeks later, buying boxes of pocket knives, selling them out back at school. 2 weeks after that, selling Playboy magazines to Amish kids at a horse sale in Missouri. I mean, it was just like, boom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It was just,
Yeah.
it was over.
Well, because Coop, he sold pocket knives at school too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what
But
I was
let me
getting
finish the rest of the story. So I had a truck, and I wasn't in it. Gusty Berger, y'all probably know her, works
Yeah.
for the home ranch,
Yeah.
Magicality. She was driving it, it was about 3 or 4 in the morning. She calls me, and she's bawling, crying on the phone. I was like, "Are you okay? What happened? Just tell me what happened." I could hear, I hear sirens in the background. She's like, "The rig flipped over. I think all the horses are gonna die." And my first thought in the back of my brain was my grandpa saying, "You should have been a fireman." I was like, "Are you call the police?" You know. Then the rest of the story just developed, and drama ensued, and life went on. But that was my first thought at that moment, because at that time that was a lot of the money I even had, all wrapped up in a trailer load of horses going to Billings. No insurance, no Markel, nobody fixing my problems. So.
No.
But there you go. There's world right.
And
the full circle.
And I'm sure and I'm sure that's one of 100 stories.
All people want to talk about is the success stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody ever remembers the low sellers.
Yeah. For sure. And I mean, I'm gonna guess there's hundreds of them you've lost money on.
Oh, I'm gonna lose money on both my wife's horses today, bro.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
That's right.
That's okay.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
You're gonna lose money on both ones you're about to buy for your wife. Is what you meant to say.
However you want to look at it.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that doesn't. That's for fun. That's not business.
Yeah, you can't add that into the tally.
No, believe me. Yeah,
sounds good.
Wives and kids. No, don't even.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count. And wait until your child wants. You're going to do anything you want. Anything she wants, you're going to get.
I think I'm going to keep her uneducated.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep her away.
Good luck. I tried that.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Liar.
Well, his kid went to public school, but he barely passed his senior year.
Yeah, my kids does online school, and I don't even know what you have to do with it. I don't even know what that means. As long as you pay the monthly tab, I think they graduate.
Give you a certificate.
Yeah.
You can go to college, which you're not going to, but here's the option.
Man, if they'd had computers when I was growing up, that's the way I'd have gone. Yeah. Did you go to college or anything?
I went to junior college for a minute, and then Carol Rose hired me when I was 19.
And then we had a party, and there was a hitchhiker, and then you won the world at the roping, and then
I did the year I won the world. I was only 21. She said, "I guess school's out, isn't it?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am. We're done."
What'd you win the world in?
The junior heading in 2001. I was pretty. That was a really fun experience, and I think the only person younger to win the world in the roping is JD Yates. I'd have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure.
And now you're doing a lot of the roping in the U.S. What do they call it?
Yeah, the World Series, USTRC.
Yeah.
I've slowed down some lately, but yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it.
What's your biggest check in that?
Me and Shank Stevens split, I think, 188,000 in. Let's see, it'd have been 2020.
2020.
well, and then
you gotta win when your partner's named Shank.
Yeah, I mean,
How you not gonna be a winner?
That's right.
He's Shank.
you know what's
here.
ironic about that?
he's a good friend to take to the bar too.
Yeah, exactly. Good fighter.
He's always got your back.
Yeah.
What about you're talking about roping, and you had a lot of success when you're 21, but there was a period in time where you didn't rope at all, like you turned your nose up at it. Well, what caused that, and then what caused you to get back into it? Do you remember?
Oh man, just working. Just kind of took away from it and got a little boring. I was a little burnt out whenever I left Carol's, I think. I know I was. And not from them or anything, just wanted to figure out a way to make some actual money.
Yeah.
And make a living and do something with my life. And at that time, roping wasn't the answer. And then, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, I mean, it's pretty fun, and going to Vegas and roping in those, big money ropings. I mean, it's enticing.
Yeah. And you won a lot of money.
Yeah,
you still
truck.
You still drive the truck and trailer.
Yeah. I guess I forgot about that.
Have you made any money swapping rope horses?
Last couple of years before that, I mean, you just trading dollars. But the last couple of years, I think if a young guy for the first time in my life, I would actually encourage them to buy a prospect or do something. And there's some commission money to be made out there. There's some winnings, and there's some stuff out there for a young rope horse trainer. I think they could do good. You know.
Well, I guarantee you, when I was roping,
Nothing.
I mean, there was nothing. When I was a kid, if you wanted to be a rope horse trainer, you knew you were going to be broke.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, it went with it.
Oh man, I got 2 or 3 rope horses in training. I never thought I'd do that in my whole life.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was a time in your life where you made the snaffle bit fraternity finals. What provoked that? Were you roping a bunch then, or was that in the time when you quit the roping?
Well, I had just left Carroll's and got a guy named Mike Frankie to buy me a horse, Pepto Boonsmall stud, and I rode him for free. He paid me the board money, and it was just a really good horse. I was hanging out with Boyd Rice and Todd Crawford a lot at that time, and just doing whatever they told me, and I really wanted to learn and stuff like that, and it was super fun. And I went out there and made the open finals. I won the limited, won second in the intermediate behind Boyd, and I think 8th in the open.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, percentage wise, I'm pretty good out there. I went twice and went 3 times and made the open fraternity finals once, intermediate twice. Yeah, but even then, I couldn't really get what I call a good horse in training. You know, I felt like I'd kind of proved myself, and I mean, nobody really wanted to send me anything, and then all of a sudden you get in survival mode. Like, what can I do to make a living, to get by, riding a bunch of stuff that really wasn't that good wasn't the answer, in my opinion. But I did love the cow horse.
Yeah.
That is a fun event.
Yeah. And your dad bought and sold a lot of horses, so you.
Oh yeah. That horse I wouldn't have had, or that customer, if it wasn't for Dad.
Hey,
Did I ever tell you guys?
we got to take one quick break here for a commercial to pay for the show, the setup.
Perfect. I need to go to the bathroom.
Pay you guys this high
He
price
can go to the
salary.
bathroom. Yeah. I just want to tell you guys before we lose this moment, I'm so excited we have a commercial during our show. We're getting so big. We're getting so big. Our salaries don't change.
Famous.
Our salaries don't change. But we're getting so big.
Yeah, but my appreciation for you guys grows.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Every show.
Yeah, but this not touching the mic thing's just it's irking me.
It's fine.
So what do you usually do?
Dude, you don't even
Simply
want
touch the
I
mic.
hug this
Yes.
microphone.
Dude, he molests the thing.
Yes.
It's not.
Oh, does he come with a?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not
what
good.
were you
No.
doing yesterday?
Not even
Yeah.
masculine like that.
Yeah,
No,
you remember
it's-
that guy that used to make the noises into the microphone? That's how I talk.
Yeah.
No, it's creepy. It's creepy.
So now we have rules.
So for fun, what do you do?
Rope, play golf.
Play golf. I have not roped with you, but I have played golf with you.
I've seen videos of you roping. We're not going to rope together, but we can play golf.
You've
anytime
never
you
seen a
want.
video of me roping. You'd be scared of me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I bring the Wisconsin roping down on you.
Yeah. I think you're pretty good at roping. I've seen you rope once.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
bad.
a while
at
back.
roping. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't touched the rope. Trevor Brazilis tried to get me to come down there and rope,
TB 26.
and I kind of want to do that, but I kind of don't.
Yeah.
By the way, when you say Trevor's name, you don't have to say Brazil. Like, there's only one.
No, to you, yes, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we think Trevor Dares.
yeah, we have Trevor Dare.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I know, but he said roping, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that's
that's
fair.
true. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Gotcha.
That's fair. You
I feel
know,
like it's 2 against 1 right now.
which two?
Us two against him.
Oh yeah.
So what's the most irritating horse traded question you get?
Probably the number one thing that annoys me is when they call and they say, I'm looking for this. And let's say I've got 6 of them. Say Yearling Red Roan or Yearling Ball Face Gunner Stud. I got 6 of them. And I say, well, because I probably got, maybe I got 15, 20,000 in one. I mean, they could be from 15,000 to 100,000. I was like, well, what's your price range? Depends on the horse.
Yeah, depends on the
Well,
horse.
you know, either A, you need to get an agent, a good horse trainer you like, or go to sales for 2 years so you have your own barometer so you know what they're worth. But you can't, I mean, it's impossible. You know, I don't want to tell you about everything I got whenever you don't tell me. You know, sometimes I want to say, well, if I had the perfect horse in your perfect life, what would you give for that? You know what I mean? I probably don't have it. You know, so that way I know I'm not going to cheat you. If you say I got 50,000 to spend, it's not going to change the price of my horse. That one's still going to be 20. That one's still going to be 30. That one's still going to be 40. But I'm not going to waste my time telling you about 2 or 3 that are just going to make you want them that you're not going to buy anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I'm saving, you know, my time, their time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
those people think that the $15,000 horse is now the 50,000 because they gave up the number.
And those people might like the $25,000 horse until they see the $100,000 horse and go, oh,
Yeah.
you know, well, it's pointless. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
that is.
when I worked for Jim Dudley, he sold a lot of horses back in the day, a lot of pleasure horse prospects and
Scotch
stuff.
bar time.
Yeah, Scotch bar time.
getting old
And-
school now.
Yeah.
And
when
we
you
always
wrote.
started with the cheapest ones first, and then stopped as soon as they found one that they liked. Then that's where we quit, because you show them the best one first. You're not selling them anything else, and that one might cost more than they want to spend.
Oh, and that's where, for me, sometimes auctions are more popular and less of a headache because I'm not trying to trick anybody or fool anybody. I can put them in an auction and be like, I'm selling this horse.
Yeah.
It's happening this day, this time, no reserve.
You can
And
get
then that
all
way
those
I don't
horses
have
ready.
to, there's
that
no,
day.
you know, transparency. Like, this, it's going to happen. It's going down. So if you want to be a part, great. And if they're a serious buyer and they actually want my horse or somebody else's horse, then they can buy it. You know, I think it's a super fair system.
You know, I think a great strategy at a horse sale, and I haven't been as many as you have, but I've been to a lot of them. Buy the first 5, and then sell them back at the end of the sale.
If they would
I
let
won't
you
let-
do it,
yeah, I
they
won't
would
let you do that.
No, I know, but that would be the strategy, right? I mean, if you could buy the first 5 and then put them at the end of the sale, I don't know how many times I've seen a horse sale start just a little bit.
That's a good question for him. I mean, what do you think it is about those horse sales that the first group of them don't bring that much? And it might be the quote unquote select sale, but the last 5 or 10 at the end of the sale are buy a pickup truck and out of a dumpster, and you never heard of them, but they still bring more money than the ones that were. What do you think causes that phenomenon? Do you think people?
I don't know that I 100% agree.
Okay.
Okay. I think a lot of sale companies might not put the absolute best ones at the very start of a sale because, I mean, I think everybody wants to build some momentum. I mean, if you're, I just don't know that I agree with that all the way. I still think a serious buyer, if that horse is the first one in the sale, second in the sale, they're going to be there when it sells. I mean, if any of y'all have a horse in a sale that I really want, I don't care if it's lot 0, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, I see what you're saying. There is occasional circumstance whenever there's a horse in the middle of the sale and there's somebody there that missed on one earlier in the day, and they're still sitting there, and they're like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and buy that one. I think that does happen. But if you have something really special, it doesn't matter what number it is in the sale. I see what you're saying, though, about the people that might be sitting there. I do think there's something, too, whenever a certain amount of people have missed on, say, a 3 or 4 day sale. They didn't get anything bought the whole first day that they wanted. They brought way more. Then they get realistic. They're like, okay, our budget is going to buy us this. You know, they figure out their own barometer of like, this is what we can actually afford. You know, then they figure it out. Okay, well then they can justify it in their brain. And then they buy something.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I personally feel like our reigning sales, our yearling sales, I pick the one out of that sale that I really want, and I do not turn my money loose until after it sells. And if I don't buy it, then I'm really turning loose. But I waited through the first group of them also. So personally, I think it happens to me.
So if it's at the end of the sale, you won't spend money until you get through that horse. You'll sit there.
Because I will want that one. I will wait for that one.
Yeah, that
Unless
makes
he
sense.
gives me the advice.
Oh,
that's
gosh.
the one. This guy here, now when it comes to buying those yearlings, after he picked our 3-year-old, I said, Alan, you got to go in that stall and do that thing. Tell me if that's the one. I don't even know what he's doing. I just tell him, you got to do that thing. And he's like Crocodile Dundee with the water buffalo.
Then he knows.
Oh, boy.
And he knows.
Well, it's getting
he
deep now.
knows. No, it's getting deep.
I had to take my first sip.
You saw that 3-year-old ride around today. He knows. That's the guy right there.
Did Alan? You bought that 3-year-old?
He picked him out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice horse for sure.
I said, no, that's not him. No, I'm telling you, that's one. No way. I'm telling you, that's one.
I said, with or without you.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah. Well, I've known Gunny to pick quite a few good ones too. So
I'm just glad I listened.
Tons of them.
Yeah.
yeah, no doubt.
What's your favorite horse you ever rode?
It would be I don't know. I would have to say there's 3 horses in my brain that stand out to me. Like Super Mario would be first, and my wife's mare, she's a 5-year-old. Her name is Girls on Fire, would be second, and third would be a Jack's Electric Spark stud that I bought whenever I just first went to work for myself. Had no money, borrowed half the money to buy him from my dad, and made him work. So those 3.
What about you, Joe?
Favorite horse? Did you say? I don't know.
Smart.
Well, I did one of them.
Always goes there.
Yeah, no, because that was the first one I made the finals on. Probably Duke,
Yep.
the Palomino I sold Tom.
Gonna cash him was his
Gonna
name.
Casha, he was pretty special.
What
And
about-
then I'd say Lulu. Lulu was pretty fun.
Yeah,
that was
no
the one
doubt.
that fell down with me at the NRBC that year.
Oh,
No part of that looked fun until the crowd was
yeah.
cheering.
No, I mean,
I mean,
that's a pretty good little mare, though.
yeah,
I mean,
it was a good
that
little
cool.
mare. It was a great little mare, but it didn't look fun until you were actually in the finals marking the big
Well,
score.
it took a little bit to get there.
Yeah.
But no, probably those 3, I think.
I've got a little Joe Cash out of that mare this year that I like a lot.
Yeah, no, she was pretty cool.
What about you?
Pretty easy for me.
A little rough peppy.
Yeah, Little Rough Peppy, Gunner Special Night, Darlin's Not Painted,
Oh, yeah.
Chickalina
well, you gotta
Starbuck.
stop.
Chickalina,
Three.
yeah.
And now you're
Yeah,
at
and we
4.
all
Yeah.
capped at 3, so you're gonna have to cut one off your list.
Cut one of those?
Yeah.
No. No.
Four-way tie.
Because you don't want to cut one, or you don't want to offend anybody.
I don't want to cut one. Those little horses.
All the above.
Little Rough Peppy was the first, like, his picture's over the fireplace. I mean, he kind of got me rolling. And then Gunner Special Night kept it going, and went on to be, he's such a great sire.
Listen, there's only one commercial during this show, okay?
Yeah.
Just keep it limited. Keep it limited.
Darlin's Not Painted.
Okay.
And,
What about you?
I broke out Guns Are for Shooting, if we're talking about Rainers, and I really liked him. And I sold him to Sean McBurney. That was I really enjoyed riding that horse. And then what's the horse that Gabriel DeJono made the futurity finals on? Looney Boone, something like that. He was Hollywood Templestown out of Shining Tari.
The big sorrel stud that Tracer Gilson ended up showing.
Dark.
Yeah.
Chestnut. Anyway, I really enjoyed riding him. We called him Remodel because he paid for the remodel in my house. And
I can't remember his name, but I remember the horse. Tracer Gilson.
Help me sell him.
Tracer Gilson. He sold at the sale this year for some reason in that riding part of the sale. Diamond Tinseltown.
No. You're off.
I'm off.
Yeah, I think he's still at Gabriel's.
No, Tracer
Or
Gilson.
in the
Tracer bought him.
Okay. And in the underneath here, we're gonna have the answer by the time the show
Which
starts.
it was.
Because I really don't care if either one of them wrong, as long as one of them's wrong.
Right.
I know the breeding. It's like Showtime's in Tinseltown or something. But y'all, you're way off.
Yeah, but I'm okay being wrong because that's why I'm here. I'm like the comedic relief that's an idiot at the end of the table. I mean,
That Smoking
not-
Wiz
not
was
real
really
funny.
cool. Me and Steve Ross had him, and then
what about rope horses or cutters? Did you like any of those better?
oh well, heck yeah. I mean, I had a bunch.
I just name all the ones that brought over $1 million.
Yeah.
Well, that won't take long.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'd name.
Yeah, Cutish Desire.
Yeah.
But no, those are probably my 3 favorite reiners.
Yeah. It's pretty great. The horses, they've been good for all of us, right? I mean, Joe just spent 3 weeks in Hawaii for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's not
Your
like
tan looks awesome too, by the way.
Yeah,
I meant to tell you that.
Yeah, no.
But that is not like Joe, okay? I mean, he is the tightest.
No, you said I was frugal, right? Or practical. You called me practical one time, so
Yeah.
it wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
I like to
Practical.
call
Well, he spent 2 weeks trying to find a greyhound to get back, and I mean, there just is not one.
Yeah.
I prefer to call him cheap.
No, practical. I got all good stuff. I
Yeah.
just don't buy stuff I don't need.
Joe, he watches Antenna TV. Doesn't even have
And I got Netflix though. Antenna TV, Netflix.
yeah.
I don't need.
I
I don't need
actually
50
don't have a problem
channels.
with that now because
Yeah.
YouTube and there's so much fun stuff to
see,
watch on
dude?
your phone.
Okay, but he
Dude,
was
I'm
doing
so
it before it was cool.
No, I've
You're
been
right.
Doing,
He
I've
was
been doing it
doing
for
it-
15 years.
He was doing it-
I was the first guy that did
He
it.
was doing it when DirecTV
Openly.
was
Yeah.
$29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Me TV, dude. That's all I watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No.
Oh, yeah.
You know how much money I saved not having DirecTV?
Me TV. Andy Taylor, Opie, all those guys.
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, yeah.
That was a
you, got
great show.
you got MASH, Andy Griffith,
Oh.
you got the Rifleman.
Does it get better than MASH?
No.
And I don't know. Still
From
to this
6
day,
to 7, 2 episodes.
Yeah.
No, it's the best.
Don't know I've
man.
ever seen anything better than MASH.
I came home one day and my wife said,
it.
"We got Roku." I was like, "How the hell do we get rid of that?" I was like, "What happened?
Call
How did
somebody.
we get it?
Yeah.
I can't stand Roku.
Who got in our system?
Yeah. Get me the shot. Give me the antibiotics real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get the booster."
Yeah. This is bad.
Yeah, I can't stand Roku.
Well, what's next? What's next for Mr. Chap? Billings. You're going to Billings.
Yeah.
How many horses you bringing there?
17.
And you bring a helper with you? Do you have somebody?
I do it all by myself.
Bull-
Feed,
Bull-
clean.
Ride
Man, look at him. He came with the chin back. We got a crew. It'll be all good.
You have all the rigs to drive them yourself, or you have somebody help you drive them, or you have enough horse trailer to bring 17 fucking horses?
No, it'll be a double rig system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing any more of your Facebook auctions?
Man, we haven't. I did one last week, actually. A buddy of mine got in a horrible accident.
I saw that.
yeah.
The Spurs.
And I auctioned off a pair. Gunny cleaned them and made them look pristine. Thank you, Gunny. He did that for free, by the way.
For free.
And
I'm a good friend.
auctioned off a pair of Clapper Spurs for him.
8,500.
Yeah, Hobie and Anita Horn bought them, and his buddy of mine named Jason Ducharme from up Michigan, and but that I really don't. I mean, Facebook cracked down on that some, and
But you did pretty good. Like you started that,
man,
right?
I did that and start about
I mean, weren't you the first one to do it?
2014 or 15 in like December. I was bored, and I'd bought a bunch of weanlings off of Chiago back whenever, what was that guy that when it was called Extra? What was his name?
Lorenzo Vargas.
Yep, there you go. And literally an ice storm, I lived in Purcell, happened, and they were standing out there, they're all eating. I was just bored. I just started taking pictures. I'll just see what happens. First one lost money. It was what was the Redberry stud's name?
Custom Redberry.
Yep,
Oh, no,
it was-
what was his name?
Yeah, that was
But he went to California, you know.
Wimpy's Redberry.
Yeah, a bunch of, you know, everybody's like, this is a scam, this is this, this is that. And I was like, well, whatever. If you don't like it when you get it, just send it back. But they were cheap, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, you know, whatever. And I just went 20 days in a row, I bet, 20 head in a row, and just kind of just bored. Ice storm, you know, whatever. And then just kind of, you know, then it started, a couple of them started making money, gaining some momentum, and then next thing you know, I probably made my living off of it for a while, really.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, and there was some that lost money, and everybody thought, you know, you're going to get hot checks and this and that, and I really didn't have a lot of drama. You know, I just fixed the situation. Something bad happened, you know. The only real drama I ever had was horse haulers. If they had something happen or, you know, whatever, and then I started getting smarter to it. I'm like, hey, you find your own horse hauler, you figure it out to where, you know, it was, you know, their responsibility.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a lot of fun. And I'm not saying, you know, now you would have to do it online. And I've done some meetings with the guys that do it online. I just don't want to do that right now. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, you know. So those opportunities are out there. Just enjoying what I'm doing, but that was a fun time of life, and you know, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Fallon Taylor called me one day, and she goes, "Alan, I'm gonna copy your idea, just so you know." And I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." She said, "It's too cool, and I want to do it." And she did it for a while too, but it was fun. Lyle Lovett told me, he said the coolest sign of respect is when somebody wants to copy something you're doing. Because I asked him one night, we were at the NRBC, and somebody did a song that he had wrote and done, and we were talking about, you know, that stuff, and he goes, and he said, "That's the ultimate compliment." I was like, man, that's cool. You know what I mean? That's a cool guy. Have you got to hang out with him much? Yeah,
No,
he's awesome. Yeah, he's super neat.
Nicest person I ever met.
No.
I tell him that all the time.
Yeah, down to earth.
Yeah.
And remembers everybody's name.
Remembers your name.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
unbelievable.
We wrote a song one night at the NRBC. It'll never be published because it was horrible. But we did do that.
And he probably sat there with seriousness.
Acted interested.
like it was gonna be
Acted
good.
like he
Yeah,
cared.
sounds good,
Alan.
And
Good.
he was helpful.
Nice, Alan. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Incredible lyrics.
Patted you on the back.
You're
What's the
talented.
beat?
Yeah.
What's the
What's
beat?
the hook?
Somebody get me out of here.
Hey, not to bring it back to seriousness, but you said something. You said something when you were talking about your Facebook auctions that I try to do too. You said to one of your customers, something doesn't work out, bring it back. I'll give you your money back.
Well, now, that wasn't the case all the time. Sometimes I'd fix the situation. I'd adjust the price, pay for the truck, and pay for, you know, but I always fixed it.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but how awesome is that? I try to be that way too. If somebody doesn't like a horse, I try to guarantee it to some extent. You can't guarantee it to be your perfect horse all the time, but I try to keep it liquid. Listen, man, I'm not trying. You think I'm trying to pull one over your eyes? If you don't like it, just bring it back. I'll give you your money back. How much has that helped you in your career of selling horses and helps your reputation of being so dependable?
Man, I think it's so important. I mean,
I talked to somebody today that was paying for a rope horse at our place that said, I told him, I said, if you're here for more than one, I said, and I'll call Alan, I'll talk to Alan, I'm going to see him right now, I'll have him call you. If there's anything you like, if you don't like it, I mean, he'll give you your money back. Oh yeah, I know, Alan's good. So, I mean, you clearly have that reputation.
Man, the worst thing people do is when they quit answering the phone and they go dark on you. That's when you get in trouble. You know, nobody wants to have that guy. I found that answer the phone, figure it out, don't duck people, don't dodge them, and then usually 99% of the people in the world, they want to be a good person. I mean, who wants to be a bad person? And, you know, if you do that, then, you know, you're going to be fine, I think. My opinion, it's worked for me.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. My biggest pet peeve in the whole world is when they go dark. When they don't answer the phone, don't answer. I don't care if they owe you $50,000. Answer your phone. Tell me I don't have it. Okay, I can live with that. We'll make a plan. But I hate it when I can't get a hold of them.
I'm sorry about that one time, Tom. It was just once.
That's all right. I just drove to your house. And
I was actually 60,000 in the hole, but I was in a dark time, so I turned the lights off.
Sounds good.
I'm a drink and a half in now.
It just had to happen.
I'm surprised I'm not napping right now, you guys.
Well, Alan, appreciate you coming by.
Oh, this was a lot of fun.
good
I
times,
appreciate you guys' time.
Yeah, 100%. No, it's fun. And you know, next time we'll plan it. We'll give you a little bit more time next time.
Sounds good.
We'll give you 5 hours instead of 3 hours.
That's plenty.
As everybody knows, we've talked about it on the show before. Same day is kind of our thing. When we get anybody, it's usually the same day. It's never a day out. Chelsea always asks me, who we got?
You fix the audio now, okay? Grow the show, baby.
All right. Thanks, everybody.